Welcome, Dosto! Welcome, Dost! Welcome to my channel to my welcome.
In this video, we'll talk about why Slavic girls are thriving in India.
Namaste, my name is Alona and I live in India with my Indian husband. I'm just enjoying my life and building my small brand. On this channel, I will be telling you some of the things I observe while traveling and living in different countries, and also finding the way to merge my own culture with Indian culture. Also, I will be sharing some of the thoughts and my personal life journey about maturity, psychology, how I see it. I'm also planning to make some reviews to some popular Russian TV shows, and we're going to have so much fun. So if you like this, click on subscribe, the notification bell, and enjoy. Let's go. Stay tuned. Today I want to talk to you about Slavic girls in India. I have thought about this topic a lot because I see a lot of girls like me who came from some of the Slavic countries, either married or maybe here for work or some studies, and they kind of succeed in India a lot. Of course, I understand not all of us succeed, but. And I realized why this happened. It's not only because of all this attention that we are getting from Indian men, don't get me wrong, it's actually despite that. So let me voice my theory. I guess some of the Indian girls who live abroad also can agree with me too. So let me know in the comments. Today we are going to talk about this. I have seen so many videos about this topic of Indian effect, something like this. When girls show themselves before coming to India, living in their own country, crying, and just feeling miserable, and I can relate to that a lot. And then, on the contrary, they're showing that how happy and just amazingly their life is in India, how happy they're exploring to the places, riding on scooters, eating Indian food, meeting people. And I started thinking, why is this happening? So I realized that I think, to me personally, let me know what you think in comments. To me personally, I feel a little bit more free here. In terms of like not free to do what I want, but in free to express myself. For example, in my country, Russia, it's not really popular to dress colorfully. For example, like we have some seasons, like when it's hot, people wear some sun clothes and all that, but like more than half of the year we experience brutal cold or some dirty, like in my city, St. Petersburg, like it's so gray all the time and people just wear black and gray and dark blue, which I am not a fan of, because like I want to look at something beautiful, okay, especially when there is no sun, just red, purple, green, something beautiful. So that's why I think for me, when I came to India and I see how colorfully people dress and just how people enjoy and embrace this, embrace the fashion, embrace like not being like scared to wear some neon color or something bright, especially men. I look at this and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. That's what I wanted to be. All these bangles, all this kind of small details, accessories. I think that's like what I'm craving since childhood, because I've always been a girl who dresses up or something. So again, don't get me wrong, it's just, of course, I understand it's just a colorful thing. But fashion is important. That's how you self-express yourself. I don't like black color in clothing. I know it looks very like official, to the office job or to some places. It's very appropriate, of course, I understand that, but why wear black if you can wear so many beautiful colors, and you can wear so many beautiful different Indian ethnic clothes. So for me, I think a lot of girls who are like me, they just fall in love with all of this, because the way you feel when you wear sari, or how you feel when you wear just jeans and t-shirt, is completely two different things. It's like you feel so feminine, you feel like a little princess again, because in childhood, yeah, we are dressed up by our parents, but when you grow up, you choose what you're going to wear, right? And here in India, there's such abundance of this beautiful clothing and a lot of affordable clothing. You can buy a kurta for like 500 rupees, which is like, you cannot find something for 500 rupees now back home. I'm thinking about it. Maybe like like an undercoat or something. I don't know, or socks. You know what I mean? So it's like that's one of the thing, when you feel beautiful, you kind of radiate it, you kind of like you thrive. So that's why a lot of sunlight as well, I think, benefits a lot of Slavic girls, because we're like super deprived by vitamin D3, because again we have the seasons, like winter season is really cold, and for example in my region it's like the sun is like 3 days in 3 4 months. You know what I mean? It's like it's so depressing, it's so sad, and your body feels this. But when you come to India, even in monsoon season, but monsoon season sometimes is also sunny, and you just like, and you have so many tropical fruit and veggies, you can drink coconut water, eat papaya, your body is feeling different. So, and then again, I think like a lot of girls, what we experience here, it's like we're getting looked at anyways. So my mentality is like, okay, no matter what I do, no matter if I wear like some horrible clothes, if I'm dressed all in gray, people still going to look at me because I have light skin, because I have light eyes, and I have blonde hair. I can cover it, but still my face is different. So that's why I realized, okay, let them look. So, but I will be true to myself. Because I think also since childhood we've been raised like, especially post-Soviet parents, they raise you like, just be like everyone else, don't show yourself, kind of like that. I see the similarity with Indian girls here, upbringing. That's why I said, like, I think a lot of Indian girls can relate when you move abroad, because you become independent. So when you get out of this parental home, you kind of become yourself, and you make your own choices, right? So you can color your hair, you can wear as much makeup as you want. Yeah, for once in a while, maybe you get some criticism from your in-laws or whatever, or like your relatives, but still it's not the same, because it's not constantly in your ear, right? So I think that's one of the reasons why Indian girls and Russian, like Slavic girls, are thriving abroad, because of from all these parents who are really care about how much society think. Okay, so that's the thing. I think when you becoming your own person, this maturity thing, you kind of think, okay, this is my life now. I take control, and taking control is really important. You'll understand why. So I think that's why a lot of Slavic girls would thrive here. Plus another thing. Okay, let's continue, but let me just sip my pani. ASMR. Another very important point. I think a lot of girls, especially girls, find the spirituality. And I'm not saying only that they become Hindu or they become Buddhist or something, yes. I think, again, speaking of post-Soviet countries, we lost this sadly due to some infamous events such as, you know, communism. We were not allowed to praise any gods. I mean, our parents and grandparents. So many of us grew up without any religion at all, like without any belief of something almighty. And this is the problem of today's world, I believe. Honestly, you can disagree with me, but hear me out, please. I think that when you believe that something is watching over you, doesn't matter, like, is it a god or any other name you call it, you kind of have this fear of being careful. You're being careful what you say, what you do. Okay, so, and a lot of post-Soviet countries, we lost this, so human become like a god. I think that's the problem. And yeah, a lot of Slavic girls find themselves back to the spiritual self when they come to India, because India just gives you this different view, different side. Because when you see how other people live, for example, in India, yeah, a lot of people don't have the luxuries of having a home, for example, sometimes, yes, or the beggars on the street, even though, like, we know some of them are scammers and all. But you see how simple some people live and how happy they are, and you start thinking, like, what is the meaning of life? I think a lot of foreigners in general, they come to India and they think, what is it all for? What is all I'm having back home, all these cars and apartments, whatever? What is the meaning of life? because I'm not happy, I'm not satisfied. When you come to some simple things, you start thinking like, yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what I need, just like be happy with simple things. And many people, when they come in touch with some of the spiritual things, they feel happy. Like I can tell you about myself. Like I'm a Catholic. I will make a video about my journey if you are interested. And I just feel so calm when I come to church here. I don't feel the same. Yes, in Russia. Speaking of Russia, like we have churches, of course, but it's so. What's the word? It's so like it's pushing you. Yeah, I don't feel spiritual when I'm in the church. I feel like observed, judged. I feel this weight. But when I come to a temple, even a temple, or I've been to some Buddhist places, I feel so good. I feel just nothing else matter, and I'm just here with the being, with the universe, with all humanity. And I feel connected again. And this is what stunned me the first time. I was like, wow, this is what I've been craving, because, and I think, yeah, I see a lot of girls, especially who are practicing Hinduism or Buddhism. They are like, they're blooming here, in India, because again, when you come to some simple things, that we're actually born to be simple people. Any religious or saint book or text you take, it says that you should not praise some fake things. I'm thinking that, yeah, a lot of Slavic girls are thriving in India due to this thing, because it's just it opening up their soul. And when you see also some other people think that, oh, I'm gonna make money, everything is about money, following gods, who following the spiritual path, you understand, like, yeah, that's what I want. I think that's what I've been striving for. And I see a lot of girls, especially in the 30s, coming to this, to this realization and to understanding that I want to have a family. I want to live good life. I don't want to strive for a crazy career. Again, yeah, money is important because money is security, for your health and all that. We need money. Sadly, in this world, we cannot escape this, right? We all know that. But money is not the end goal. You know what I mean? This should not be your value. Money is just like an instrument. So values should be something different, right? And a lot of world forgot about it. A lot of places on earth sadly run into this. Everything is for money now, and I don't want to go there, honestly. But yeah, you see, this kind of thing. And also I think that India is just such an open country, and open in a way of like how people show their emotions, how they love to dance, and just enjoy daily life. So many different holidays, different occasions happen, and you don't really have time to be sad, I think. Only maybe monsoon, okay, but before you get used to it. But after living a year in India, I think you get enough vitamin D and enough events happening to you, so you kind of like you get through this easier. And I think, yeah, a lot of foreigners, girl like me, we started our blog because we just want to share this. And plus, again, we have a lot of things we're realizing that we've been living differently. In my country, I've been also very materialistic, even though I tried not to be, but just not so possible, because otherwise, I've been thinking about that yesterday. So we have like a lot of things deteriorating in Russia right now. I'm not getting into that in depth, but so much food abundance and so much entertainment happening, and like people just lose what's really matter. People just eat the feelings away, or doing something, and I don't know what I'm leading this to, but okay. So that's why I'm thinking a little pause here. So anyways, yeah, I think that Indian food is also something, yeah, interesting thing about Indian food. I do realize now that eating with your hands, it's really different sensory, this feeling. So when you eat with the food with your hands, just like it nourishes you more in a way, right? Somehow. I still don't understand how, but it does. And yeah, Indian food is just something else. And yeah, that's why I love India so much, because all of these things that are awakening in me, so I am not able to be this open myself when I'm back home. I guess also maybe because I have like a lot of relatives, or not relatives so much, but acquaintances, friends, who maybe will judge me, or maybe they will just not understand me, you know what I mean? So it's like I choose to kind of tone myself down a little bit. I'm not as social, and plus the weather and all this. But here in India, I just want to like scream and proclaim the world that everything's gonna be great and we're gonna get through this. I know a lot of horrible things happening, but the end goal for all of us is just to live your life according to what you believe in, scriptures, and just be a holy person. Be a holy person as much as you can, and just do something good. Do not harm anyone. Just be here and just spread the joy. Spread your positivity, spread your kindness, because a lot of people, I think, we're missing this. Sadly, we are so much in an online world right now. They're just eating us alive. Actually, it's not helping. People think that it's helping. Sometimes it helps. Again, like for me, I without my blog and connecting to so many people, I would probably be like really sad and depressed, honestly. But I know it's not a real connection, So we should just be more kind with each other, even if it's online, especially offline, because physical altercation can happen if you're not. But yeah, like there should be more kindness in this world, and that I think India teaches us girls. Yeah, I don't want to talk about anything like bad things, of course, but they exist everywhere, I would say. And that's why I said, like, despite attention of the men we're getting here, we're still finding ourselves, finding the voice, finding this happiness, this like real true happiness. What do you think? Let me know what you think. I would be happy to chat with you guys, and let me know what other topics you want me to talk about. Be happy, be kind to everyone, and see you next time. Bye bye. Let's fix the sugar. Okay, I'm so nervous. My first video on YouTube.